Political analyst Dr. Jeff Sadow is here. Hey, Dr. Jeff, welcome back to Keel. You wrote a column at thehayride.com about the second insurance/tort reform bill making its way through the state legislature. And what I read, there seems to be a little doubt as to whether or not it's going to make it through. We talked to Stephen Wagesback last week. I thought this was kind of a done deal. What's the problem? What could hold this up?
Well, it's the same problem that has been around for the last month, the last 4 years, and that would be Governor Edwards. He may well veto this one additionally, but this time, I don't know. I don't know that he'll go that far.
Is the other thing we took away from the Wagesback interview is that there's a lot more Democrats on board for this version of the bill than the previous. In fact, probably enough to make it veto-proof. What's the difference between the two? And is that veto-proof majority, is that legit?
Not sure. Probably borderline. I think the reason why you're seeing some additional votes this time over 70 is because of a set of resolutions, 3 in the Senate, 3 in the House, that are working their way through the process. These are suspensions of the law that would take care of a lot of what the bill in question that the Republican leadership has rallied around. They would do a lot of that, and that's the kind of thing that a governor can't veto. So I think some Democrats are jumping on there kind of for a free ride. They don't really want to be responsible for overturning a veto, being put in that position. But at the same time, they're thinking, well, if he goes and signs the bill anyway, then I can kind of sneak in a vote here that looks good for my constituents without really betraying my party and the governor on this issue.
If this bill, the second insurance, if it's not veto-proof, you say in your article at thehayride.com that the Republicans have a way to force the governor's hand, but you seem to doubt whether or not they have, bluntly speaking, the guts to do it. Explain that to me, what you mean.
Well, it's with these resolutions, which again only require a majority vote in each chamber. The problem that particularly opponents see with these is they're very blunt instruments. They may have some effects that maybe even some Republicans are a little uneasy with. For example, getting rid entirely of the jury threshold, which would create more trials and cause the judiciary to spend more time and money on these kinds of matters. But the point there is to present this menu to the governor and say, all right, well, you have this bill that we've passed that you don't like a whole lot, but these resolutions from your perspective are even worse. And so, you can either accept these resolutions, which we could pass it right before the end of the session and basically force this on you for another 14 months or so, or you can just go ahead and sign the legislation. So that's kind of the maneuvering that's going on, and it's why I think that this bill has the best chance of being signed by the governor, not 100% foolproof, but the best chance at this point.
So reading between the lines, you tend to think, despite historically speaking, the Republicans' hesitation to play hardball with this governor, you think the governor will fold to the pressure?
Yeah, with the only the 53 votes rather than 70 being required, in essence, for those resolutions to pass as opposed to the bill. I think there's probably enough Republicans out there that would hold the line on this and make this a credible threat in the eyes of the governor, and therefore he would feel compelled to sign the legislation.